Hey, what is up, listeners? Thanks again for tuning in to Get Ready America here, episode 2, here on the Gear Radio Network. Myself, John Cimino, and Dawn Cimino will be joining you momentarily. We've got a good show for you this week. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk some news. Of course, I'm going to rant again about my beloved New York football Jets. And in addition, we're going to have an interview, a phone interview, with a very good close personal friend of mine from wrestling, my wrestling days. Big Cat Lemmer is going to join us on the podcast here. But first, I want to talk to you all about FanDuel. That's right, Gear Network and FanDuel. We've partnered up. It's awesome. FanDuel is the leader in 1 week fantasy football. Let's just face it here. It is, what is it now? Is it week 7? Week 7? How's your team looking like? You going to win money in that league that you're in? If not, hey, check this out. This is a 1 week fantasy football league with no season-long commitments. Over 12,000 plus leagues open every day. You can pay to play. You can play in as many as you'd like. They are a salary cap format. You draft the players you want in minutes. There's over $10 million in real cash prizes paid out every week. That's every single week. Instant payouts as soon as the week ends. Leagues start at just $1 going on up. They have been featured in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Sports Illustrated, and of course Gear Network. They accept PayPal too. Join now. Visit GearNetwork.com/FanDuel. This is a Gear Network production.
Coming to you live from the Gear Network studios in Rochester, New York, and broadcast worldwide on GearNetwork.com. This is Get Ready America.
And we are here in the Gear Network studios, ladies and gentlemen. This is Get Ready America. How's it going? John Cimino here, welcoming you to the second installment of the Get Ready America podcast. First one went by very well. Got over very well, too. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, joining me, my co-host of JCDC here, if you will. That's a play on AC/DC, the rock band. Dawn Cimino, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going, Dawn?
It's going great.
It's going great. You know what? You're officially a podcast guru now. You're on your second podcast. The first one was a swimming success.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming, yes. We have quite a bit of hits on it. So, in any event, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great? Feeling great, feeling fine.
I must say you sound like crap.
I do. I'm battling the cold, the wonderful cold. God bless pre-K and getting kids there, and then they come home with more than just homework. It's great. But in any event, before we go ahead and get into it, let's go ahead and pay the bills here. This is sponsored by our Amazon page. Folks, I am going to push the holy hell out of this from now until the end of the year, especially during the holiday season, because it is the holidays. Visit GearNetwork.com/Amazon to search our store that we have built for you, or if you want to just go ahead and click the home page, that's fine. We have a link. It's under the Support the Shows tab. Go ahead and click that. It'll take you right through to Amazon. You can shop whatever you want. It is the football season. We have jerseys. We have helmets. We have the TVs that you could even watch the football games on. It's amazing what Amazon has, and often at the lowest price. Plus, you help support the show. It is the easiest way to support the show. It works in Canada. It works in the UK. It works everywhere. It's GearNetwork.com/Amazon, so check it out. And
what, there's like less than 70 days till Christmas, right?
Less than 70 days till Christmas. That's right.
Definitely got to start that shopping.
Start that shopping. Be like the 20% of you that do it right now, that are shopping for the holidays. It's not me. I'm not shopping for the holidays yet.
Don't buy your wife or girlfriend a vacuum. Just don't do it. No crap. Go on there, find her something nice. But she's going to tell you she doesn't want anything. She's full of get her something. She's full of crap. Get her something nice.
It's amazing. We are now 7 minutes into the podcast, and already I have to hit F7 once. So, great job there, Don.
Once, so that's not bad.
We'll see about that. All right, on today's show, we're going to talk about news, sports, whatever comes to mind. We have an interview with Big Cat Lemmer. He's going to be actually making his return to professional wrestling. I don't know if it's a one-off or not. We'll find out later on in the show for ESW this weekend. Longtime friend of mine, so it's going to be good talking to Big Cat Lemmer here. But first, I have to do it again. Dawn. The New York Jets. Look it. All right, I went on this rant last week about the New York Jets and about what was going on, what their problems were. Bottom line, they're terrible. They're terrible. Now, unlike 2 weeks ago against the San Diego Chargers when they couldn't put up a point, they did give Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos a fight. Now, the sad thing is I'm listening to all these different podcasts, I'm listening to reading all these different sports blogs and everything like that. It's very, very sad to say, but yet it's true, when they're saying, well, the Jets should have lost, but they should have only lost by 7. Instead, they lost by 14 because Geno Smith, of course, remembered he was Geno Smith, did his best Mark Sanchez impersonation, and threw a pick 6 at the freaking end of the game, allowing the Denver Broncos defense to score a touchdown and thus make Floyd Mayweather $1.4 million on some Vegas bet that he did. But it's just... And there's so many different things that we could put the blame on with the New York Jets. You've got individuals from the New York Jets saying that it's the schedule makers are out to get them. That's why they put the first 6-7 weeks, against top-tier teams. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, Jay Cutler, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady on Thursday. Does this start you off? They gave them a little bit of a push in week 1 with the Raiders and Derek Carr, but other than that, I mean, they're just hammered, and I don't see the Jets coming out of this. I don't see them coming out of last place. I don't see them doing anything. Okay,
don't mind. I mean, John just had some random music playing in the background. It's totally cool. I mean, it's fine.
It's cool.
It's not interrupting the podcast.
I gotta be honest. I don't think that it even picked up on here.
Oh,
but in any event, the Jets, they're terrible. I'm very irritated with them, and yeah. So.
Well, part of the problem is, right?
What's that?
They have that gangrene color, so the Jets have gangrene going on. You know what that is, right?
No. I don't.
Okay. Well, let me just show you a picture of what gangrene is.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It's this infection that takes over your body, and you end up, having parts of your body that just fall off. So, basically, the Jets are infected.
Well, the pieces are starting to fall off. At the end of the season, I imagine Rex Ryan will be out. I imagine that John Idzik, the general manager, who is, this is his second year with the New York Jets. He's a terrible general manager. I don't know that he has the football prowess that a general manager should. He's very, very good with balancing the budget. That's great. That's why the Jets are $20 million underneath the salary cap this year.
That's part of the problem.
That is part of the problem, right? So it's not Rex's fault, but Rex Ryan is not, at this point in time, he is not a good head coach. He's a tremendous defensive coordinator, and he's going to be a tremendous defensive coordinator to another team next year while we have to go ahead and go through with another rebuild. But the Jets are just a royal mess. So, and we'll end it there because I'm getting very frustrated with talking about the New York Jets, especially this year. But
well, as much as you want to down Rex Ryan, one thing you cannot take away from that man is that man can wear the hell out of a sweater vest, right? I mean, he wears a sweater vest like no other.
Listen, man, sweater vests are cool still.
I'm just saying, that guy can pull it off, right?
He can, especially now that he's It's funny because his first year, his sweater vest was more like the size of a house coat, and now he's wearing sweater vests that I could probably fit in. At this point, he's slim. He's really
he is.
Is weird looking. And then his twin brother Rob Ryan, who's the defensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints, is still Fat Rex, but it's weird seeing those two. Rex is all thin and Rob is all fat. Something about the name Rob and being fat. But yeah. Hey-o! But all right. Well, let's go ahead. We'll end it on this note here. We'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we are going to talk a little bit more sports, specifically the Peyton Manning versus Brett Favre talk that's been going on with Peyton Manning getting ready to eclipse Brett Favre's all-time career touchdown record. Is it the same? Is it different? We'll find out. This is Get Ready America on the Gear Radio Network.
You're listening to Get Ready America on the Gear Radio Network.
Gear listeners, how's your golf game? Seriously, on a scale of 1 to Tiger Woods, are you Charles Barkley? If you are, well, our friends at Pure Point Golf can help. Pure Point Golf is not the typical way that you may think of golf instruction. They are not your average pro at your local neighborhood range or course. Pure Point is much more than that. They have developed an innovative system of golf instruction that will change your game. Pure Point system has worked for more than 55,000. That's 55,000 golfers all over the world, and they know it will work for you too. With their money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose by giving it a try. If you are ready to up your golf game, visit GearNetwork.com, scroll over the banner, support the shows, and click on Friends of Gear to find the banner for Pure Point Golf. Remember, there is a money-back guarantee, and any purchase you make through Gear Network's links helps support the shows and keeps the cost of production down. It keeps these and other podcasts free. Help us help out your golf game. GearNetwork.com. A successful product does not become a successful product on its own. Look at the Gear Radio Network, for example. We're a prime example. We had a lot of help getting here, and we can help you get where you want to go to. Advertising rates are very low to start off here on the Gear Radio Network. Visit us at GearNetwork.com. Click on the contact link to send us an email, and we can work out the details. Again, advertise your product across all of the forums at a low, low rate here on the Gear Radio Network.
From the Gear Network studios, once again, here's John and Dawn.
Welcome back to Get Ready America, everybody, here on the Gear Radio Network. All right, Dawn. This was actually an article that you sent to me. Mm-hmm. You actually discovered this one here, so I'm going to have you kind of bring it up and talk about it. It's regarding Peyton Manning, who has 506 career touchdowns at this point in time, will be eclipsing Brett Favre's record this season. Right. Likely on Sunday, which is good because I'm starting you, Peyton Manning, again. As always, I wouldn't think to start anybody else. But Brett Favre ended his 20-year career with 508 career touchdowns. Peyton Manning has 506. This is, I believe, his 16th season. Having missed a year as well, factored into that. How did you come across this article, and why did you send this to me? Why did you feel this was a thing to bring up?
Well, I actually came across this when I was looking at CNN, and I found it interesting because they talked about the fact that the NFL is so much different now. You know, Peyton coming towards, I guess what's probably coming towards the end of his career at this point. But, basically they're talking about how the peak of his career is so much easier now versus when Favre played. It was a much tougher game to be able to get receptions and whatnot. I found that interesting because they're calling into question whether or not really you can compare the two, and the fact that he's going to be eclipsing his record when he's essentially playing an easier game. So I was curious as to what your thoughts on that were.
Well, I mean, I'm here and there with that. I get the perspective, and I get why they are saying that, because it is a different game. Mm-hmm. It is a different game today. There's no question about that. Well, is it a radically different game from when Brett Favre started playing? Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. But when you think about, here's my comparison. That is no comparison. Dan Marino in 1984, I want to say it was. Could fact check that at some point. But Dan Marino in the 80s set a single season all-time record of 48 touchdowns, which was eclipsed by Peyton Manning in 2004 at 49. Eventually eclipsed by Tom Brady in 2007 with 50, and eventually eclipsed again by Peyton Manning last season with 55. When you compare those two things, because Dan Marino played his entire career in a tough NFL that was only beginning to soften as he was phasing his way out of there when he retired in 1998 or 99. That is kind of a record where I wouldn't necessarily say it's the same. It holds the same clout because Peyton Manning while 55 touchdowns is 55 touchdowns, that's something he can easily accomplish. Now, with as many penalties that are being thrown,